Hello Reformers and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia and our Unarmed Drow user. Now, we are obviously going to be doing a little bit of extra fighting here because we do need to level up our forces. I'd like to see if we can make some of them the highest ranks that we possibly can. We do have some Drow female fighters and some regular fighters as well, and I'm kind of interested to see where that actually goes. We do have one Drow mage. Don't know whether that's really going to make too much difference at the moment, but hopefully it's going to be pretty good. And oh yes, we should also just take into account that the Drow faction actually ends up using orc slaves, as far as I can tell. Because I was in the town of the Drow faction just a couple of moments ago, and I saw that they have a bunch of orc thralls in the garrison there. And, well, that says to me, well, you know, they're definitely going to be using slaves of some kind. So that's pretty interesting, actually, because you would think that the Drow would be so powerful that they wouldn't need to do anything like that, but I suppose it's pretty cool for the added benefit of, well, shall we say, battle advantages and things like that. So if you have a huge amount of slaves, then you can have a decent battle advantage against anyone. Now, as you can see, I have actually equipped one of those shields. I said I wasn't going to because I kind of thought thematically the bruiser, boxer, punchy guy is probably not going to be using a shield, you know, to adhere to our theme that we're doing here. But I've kind of just in that one fight, you can see that the shield is very, very useful. And what I could technically do is I could have 3 shields in my other slots, and then I could just use, you know, the one-handed for, you know, punching people. So that would be pretty cool. But yes, also, I have acquired the Drow companion, Quiona. And we're going to be giving her something here. I'm actually unsure what I should really give her. I guess just a shield would be fine. And then just another throwing weapon, I suppose, because she already has throwing knives and drow daggers. Let's upgrade her armor as well. I think that should be pretty good. And let's perform the upgrading. Okay, so she's got a desert shield and a tattered boar tusk helmet. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I think the shield is actually pretty good. I'm going to use this shield as well so that that is on my back. That should be on my back. And we're going to go into the old tomb once again because we actually tried to do that last time and didn't really work out too well. So let's see if we can do a little bit better this time around. I have a Drow mage with me this time as well as a Drow fighter, and we have a Drow handmaiden as well. Hopefully they'll be able to heal us just a little bit because, well, maybe we'll need it. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. And a nice... Oh, I was gonna be like, oh, a nice uppercut on this fellow, but no. He actually was wanting to very badly do an overhead slash on us. That was not very nice of him, was it? No, well, it's to be expected, I suppose. But do you see how effective it is? I'm kind of surprised still that unarmed combat is this effective. And yet... maybe it's just because we haven't really fought very high tier units, and that is going to be my first goal. We are going to try, very much so, earn some money, be able to pay wages, fight some people, try and get renown up, and then we'll join the Drow faction, because they're actually at war against basically everyone, with the exception of, I think, the orcs? I think so. I think they're at war against everyone except the orcs, and maybe except the undead as well. I'm not entirely sure about that. Yeah, but I was having a look at the faction relations, and they're at war against every regular faction. So Saranids, Gurgits, and you know all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that is pretty interesting. Anyway, we're gonna be improving. Well, not improving, looting all of these things and improving our dinars. I guess that's what you could say. And we're gonna leave the rest. There we go. Okay, so that was pretty successful. And we're now just going to continue recruiting units from the various villages as well. And there are hopefully going to be some higher tier troops. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So these are the ways that I've been using to get Drow fighters, because I think... wait a minute, let's just have a look here. No, Drow fighters are tier 2. So tier 2 units are not, you know, not too bad to get. And we should probably get some Drow acolytes, shouldn't we? they go into Drow handmaidens. Let's go and get some Drow recruits as well, because they're going to become female fighters, and that should be pretty good. Alright, so let's just continue getting those. Now, I have been looking for a tournament, and that's exactly the reason why I decided to look at the faction relation reports. And let me just take a look here. You can see right here that currently my player relation, because I'm using Drow units, is abysmal with basically everyone, with the exception of the orcs, the mages, and the undead, and everyone else is like, oh no, stay away please. Yeah, so that's obviously not very good, but you can see here that the Drow are absolutely the same. They're at war against Swadians, Vaegirs, Khergits, Nords, Rodoks, and Saranids, and they're also at war against the Elves, Dwarves, and the Blazing Hand. So yeah, this is a bit of a hard start if you want to be doing tournaments all the time. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Let's just... Oh, we can't get any more of those? Okay, unfortunate. Alright, so I guess what I'm going to do is, first off, we're going to level up and get our agility to 21, because apparently, according to some of you, Power Strike doesn't really make too much difference when it comes to your unarmed damage. It does improve it a slight amount, but nowhere near the amount that unarmed combat skill points actually, you know, give you the damage bonuses and things like that. So we're just going to be improving unarmed combat and athletics and shield and all those sorts of things much, much more. And you can imagine how much of a brawler we could be. We're going to be extremely difficult to take out. Alright, so there was another option here on the recruiting screen to recruit some slaves. And I could have recruited 30 of them, but because I have a full party right now, I could get rid of 5 of them just to show you, but I don't know whether I really want to do that. I could lose these Drow men right here. You know what? I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to wait until we have a little bit of a bigger army to do that. And I'm going to try and find a tournament just to test how good the unarmed Drow build is going to fare in a tournament. Obviously, I'm going to have to travel to it first. Alright, so after eliminating the old tomb and doing a little bit of damage to some undead in the Saranid Desert, we have now arrived at our next destination, which is the Wizard's Tower. And I think the one cool thing that I'm thinking of right here is that I seem to remember that tournaments here are mostly unarmed. So you can imagine, yes, you can imagine a hand-to-hand expert, or almost an expert, going into this is going to be very, very nice. But I actually, yep, I am correct about that. So we're going to be absolutely fine here, because these fellows will not be able to do any damage to us, and we can just murder them. Well, not technically murder, because we are just knocking them unconscious, but still, you can see exactly what I mean about that. So yeah, they can actually block. You can actually block hand-to-hand with, well, your arms, obviously, as you would expect. And yeah, this is going to be pretty easy. Unfortunately, I don't have that much in the way of money, so I think I'm basically going to be getting about probably 16,000 or something like that, instead of the, you know, usual 39,000. So that's a bit of a shame, you know, a bit of a waste of resources, but there's not really much I can do about that unless I want to continue grinding away at some of the undead, and that's not something I really want to do right now, because I'd like to just get a big boost of dinars, and then just go from there, and hopefully we can buy some, you know, buy weavery and dye works and so on and so forth. So yeah, that would be pretty cool. But you can see here that even the experts, and I'm talking about Potak here and Tormos and all those guys, they are no match for us with our unarmed proficiency, which is pretty crazy. There's Tormos. I mean, look at that, 68 damage we're doing in this tournament. So if you are also creating an unarmed character, then highly recommended to go to the Wizard's Tower, because apparently mages do not know how to use staves in a tournament. And that's perfectly fine with me, because this actually gives us a nice opportunity to use our unarmed in a tournament setting. Because usually tournaments, you know, they're going to have weapons of some kind, but this, no, oh no. That is actually pretty cool. And what I'd like to also do is test out the blocking of other unarmed users when we get to the one-on-one rounds as well. I think that could be pretty fun. So let's see, 2 teams with 2 fighters. All right, well, this is gonna be pretty easy, isn't it? I mean, Kratos, 75 damage against an expert mage. That's crazy. All right, so yeah, no more bets, unfortunately. I'm gonna be getting, oh, I'm actually gonna be getting 26,000. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. All right, so this is the penultimate round. And this has been very fast. This has literally been one of the fastest tournaments that I think I've ever done, with the exception of having a lance and a horse, I guess. But we've actually leveled up as a result of the experience as well from it, which is pretty insane. Okay, so who are we against? Oh, we're against a Valkyrie. Alright, so let's try out the blocking function first. That actually does work, look at that. It works absolutely perfectly, and the opponent cannot do anything. So, there you go. Well, this is... What's actually going on here? How dare you? How dare you dodge my attacks? Ah, there we go. Wow, she's got a lot of HP. That is, well, higher than 80 HP right there. Pretty crazy, but there you go. We were able to complete it. We are at the Wizard's Tower, and yeah, 26,000, 20 renown. Very nice indeed. What I'd like to do now is... Well, I'd like to buy a Weavery and Dye Works, so I suppose I'm going to go over to the Drow town once again and, you know, try and buy one. But first, I'd just like to check and see if I can... Ah, this is an elf. Elves, oh, well, elves do not really like the Drow, so I'm probably not going to be recruiting her, unfortunately. Alright, so we've arrived back at the Drow town, and as you can see, I've just recruited a couple of Drow women, because they become extremely powerful units, and we're now gonna take a walk around the streets and see if we can find the Guildmaster so I can buy my Weavery and Dye Works, and then I think we're probably gonna try and join the faction in some way. So whether that be as a mercenary or as a vassal, I am pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to join as a vassal, unfortunately, but maybe I'll be able to join as a mercenary. But yes, otherwise I do have a bunch of orc slaves which are going to become orc thralls as far as I'm aware, so that's pretty cool. Maybe we'll be able to take a look at those after this real quick. Okay, so that's actually 1,500. That might not even be worth it. Maybe an oil press is better? 1,400. Wine press? No. Tannery. Brewery? No. Wow, okay, so yeah, it seems like the Weavery and Dye Works is still going to be the best. Yes, that seems to be the case. Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. Let's do it then. And, yeah, okay. So, is there anything else that I need to do here? I did sell, by the way, already. And should we go into the tavern just to make sure that I'm not missing out on anyone? Ah, hello there. A Drow Renegade. I can only hire one of you? Why can I only hire one? Is it because I only have that much space? Yes, it's because I only have that much space. Okay, so we're gonna lose... 5 of these orc slaves, I guess, and didn't they have 6? I think they had 6, but I'll just recruit 5 of them for now, just so that we can actually see what they... Oh, I can only... I can hire 6? Oh, okay, apparently I can hire 6 now, okay. Well, that's fantastic. Okay, so let's take a look at these guys, because I don't think I've ever seen these guys before. Whoa, look at their proficiencies. Very nice. Their skills are lacking quite badly, although they are more defensive units than they are attacking units. They do have 25 strength as well as 62 HP. So that's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Alright, so let's put them up here. And we did level up, by the way, so I probably want to spend another point. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend 1 point in charisma here and just get another point in leadership just so that we can improve our party size a little bit, because I feel like being able to improve that is quite important, and if we can join the Drow relatively soon, then that would be pretty advantageous, just to have a little bit of extra space. So let's go and speak to this fellow down here, if we can. Can you, yes, there we go. Okay, so hello there. Oh, look at that. Peace to you, and always remember to temper your valor with mercy, your courage with honor. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. Oh, no. Okay, can you... Could you offer me mercenary business? It's highly unlikely, isn't it? Okay. Apparently it's highly unlikely for me to get that. Now, maybe what I can do is... I have 20 renown? Is that literally all I have? Are you serious? Oh, I'm never going to become a vassal ever, am I? That is never going to happen if I'm unable to... You have the look of a mercenary. Ah, okay. Yes, then I'll hunt him and go... I don't really want to go and hunt him either, because that's going to reduce our relation with that particular village, unless we do the task. Too busy to go after him at the moment. I don't really want to do that. Shall we speak to the other person here? Okay, let's have a look. Oh, really? They're giving me all of that? Okay, that's a bit weird. I guess it's just because I literally do not have that much in the way of renown, so I suppose the best thing for me to do right now is to go down into the desert and try and fight a bunch of mummies and things like that. So let's see if I can do that. I'll try and find a big party. Alright, so I've found some elves. Now, I'm not entirely sure how recommended it is to attack some elves at this point, because we don't really have the greatest units ever, and while I do have 2 shields, they're probably not the best either. So yes, I mean, most of my units are not using shields as well, but I guess that's okay, because we do have some orcs that are using shields, so I suppose that might be pretty decent. You know what I should have done? I probably should have had a separate tag for the orcs, and should have sent them on ahead and then used our infantry as kind of elite shock troops instead, so that we could come in from the side maybe a little bit instead of them all being in the same tag. So yeah, I'm probably going to do that if I remember to do it, because you know me, I do tend to forget to do these tagging things, but still, maybe that would be a nice idea. So let's just charge straight on in here, because there's not really much that elves can do except shoot. I mean, yeah, they can do some pretty big damage with their swords and things, but for the most part, they're not really going to be able to deal with us in melee combat, or at least I hope so. The one thing that they are able to do, however, is keep ahead of us. You can see that quite easily. But do you see... How are we eliminating them in one hit? What? What? Did you see it? What actually just happened there? Did I even hit her, or... Wait a minute. Did you happen to see that? That was a bit weird. I walked into them without even throwing a punch. Have I discovered a secret technique? The technique of not throwing punch. Yes, that's apparently what's going on there. That was amazing. Okay, that was pretty cool. It kind of acted like a horse charge. So maybe we have transformed into a... Look at that. Did you see that? Huh. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I don't know whether it works only on the backhand, or whether it works on the forehand as well. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, yeah, don't fix that if you're watching, mod creator person, because I think that's pretty fun. Alright, never mind. Okay, so there you go. 6 renown. Okay, that's a good start. That is a good start. We did lose quite a few people, unfortunately, but we do get to rescue a couple of orc slaves, which is always nice. And we do have a bunch more that have leveled up now as well. So yeah, Quiona could have chosen to take a bunch of things here, but she apparently doesn't want to. Even though I think that these things right here could probably be better for her. So I'm going to give her one of these elven blades for her specifically, because they are counted as stealthy. So let's do that after I've leveled up a couple of these. Orc thralls, they level up into orc thrall soldiers. I don't know what they become after that. That's going to be pretty interesting to find out. Okay, so she's wearing a very weird looking helm for a drow. Probably need to replace that at some point as well, but yeah. Anyway, for now I think it should be fine. Right, so an elven war blade. There you go. Now you can use that. There we go. Alright, so that's probably going to be pretty nice. Now, the amusing thing was that these elves were actually in pursuit of these mummies. And so now I have the opportunity to attack these mummies. So let's do it. 57 against 35. I am still a little bit injured from the previous fight, but this gives us extra opportunities to test out the horse unicorn charging backhand thingy. I actually don't know what it actually is, but it seems pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, again, I forget to, yeah, I forgot to do the tagging thing, but it's okay, because our orc thralls have leveled up, and they're basically on the same level of most of the recruits now, I would assume, so I guess that's not too bad. So let's just tell everyone to charge in, because let's face it, the undead are probably not going to give us a very big challenge in comparison to... Oh, it does work. Oh, it works multiple times. Interesting. Did you see that? It happened twice in a row. But I have to be at a certain speed. It seems like I have to be at full speed to be able to utilize it. So let's see if I can do it against this one. No, can't do it against that guy. Okay. Interesting. I don't know why that's happening. Maybe it's because I can't attack him from behind, or maybe he was blocking, or I don't even know. But it seems like... It interacts pretty weirdly, but I'm happy with that, personally. I feel like that's a pretty cool... feature. Let's call it a feature. Not a bug, it's a feature. Let's take all these shields. All these shields actually sell for a pretty decent amount, so yeah, I'm pretty happy to take those. And we have advanced to level 8. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so now that we have 3 in leadership, it would probably make sense for us to get some prisoner management, right? Because thankfully, the mod creator has changed it so that prisoner management actually does give you 10 prisoners instead of 1 per point, so that's pretty fantastic. I'm going to just go for more agility though, and some prisoner management to top that off. I could go for some more athletics, but it's absolutely fine. I have another 2 levels to be able to get more in that, and it would be kind of cool to get some more stealth and shield and things like that, because if we really, really badly want to turn into an absolute killing machine, then we're going to need to focus on those skills, because shield in a siege, can you imagine having, what, 7 in shield or 8 in shield? We're going to be an offensive and defensive powerhouse, which is pretty fantastic in itself. So let's see if we can find a couple more. It's unlikely that we will be able to. Maybe I'll be able to just go into the Obsidian Spire here, because the undead don't have a problem with us. And maybe I can just sell a couple of things and maybe see if there's anyone in the tavern there. And we could also take a look at the garrison there as well, because apparently that has been fixed. The amassing of units has been fixed with the undead faction, because previously they were able to gain easily in the thousands. Well, I mean, look, they have 788, but that's a lot more reasonable than 10,000 in the garrison there, so yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, let's go into the tavern. And hello there! Oh yes, we found another drow companion. It's not often we see a drow in these parts. What brings you here? I have come to the surface to search for enlightenment. I follow the teachings of the Dark Maiden, and she has led me to the surface to hunt beneath the pale moon. Ah, I have left my people in their obsession with Loth, the Spider Queen. I have become an outcast. Alright. Yes, sure, let's do it. And he joins for free. Fantastic. Okay, there's an orc. Actually, an orc might be pretty good, because we technically are using orcs, kind of, so thematically, I guess it kind of works. There's also a drow outcast here. Let's get one of those to join us as well. Ah, so it seems like coming here was absolutely perfect. Gaining another drow companion at the same time, pretty fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to also be giving him a kind of stealthy build, I think, if he is indeed a stealth user. Maybe he's not. Let's just take a quick look at his stats, just to see what's actually going on with him. Ah, he is a kind of stealth user. Not really, but he is more... Wow, he has a huge amount of magic defense. He also has some magic power, so he could technically become, if we wanted him to, a mage of some sort, because he has intelligence 8. So that's pretty decent, pretty moderate. Wow. Okay, never mind. He doesn't even need this. He really doesn't even need this. Even though it would maybe be an idea to give him this, because... nah. I'm not going to give that to him. I think it's going to destroy the theme a little bit. Even though giving Quiona the Elvish Blade, probably not the best idea, but I think it's just in general better than what she had before, so I guess that's what we're going to go for. Now, if there's a tournament here, I will do this off screen, because we've already seen how effective we are. And there is actually a tournament here. Fantastic. Oh yes, also I did do a couple of extra guild tasks, and amusingly enough, you can actually do some of these. I mean, look at that. You can do that with strength, and I just gained 657 from the guard, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that will be it for this particular episode of the character build showcase, and then we are next time hopefully going to have enough renown to be able to join the Drow as a vassal, and then we're going to be doing a couple of siege battles, vassal battles, see what the sort of higher level gameplay in the battles is like. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.